Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and getting through this whole quarantine situation in a good way without any problems. It's interesting that in the parsha this week that we read, Tazria, it mentions that the Jewish people had to be in quarantine if they came down with a type of disease called saras, which was sometimes translated as leprosy, and exactly how to deal with that quarantine and how the Kohen comes and examines them and deems them if they're okay or not. And if not, they have to go for another week or so in quarantine as well. So it's kind of interesting. The word for quarantine, v'yasker, in Hebrew, at least in the Chumash, means to be cut off, to be closed up. So certainly that's our situation as well. I'd just like to share with you a few words, a few ideas, the idea of health and the importance of health. You know, the in the Torah it mentions "Ushmartim es nafshosechem." You shall guard, you shall watch over your life, which our sages teach us the importance of taking care of your health. That for a Jew, health is really one of the most important things of all. I would not say it's the most important. The most important thing is leading a good, meaningful life, being a good person, serving God well, and probably even more than health, because you can have not good health, God forbid, but at least you can be a good servant of God and be doing the right things in life. So that the idea of the most important thing is health is not exactly correct, but nevertheless, health is certainly a very very important thing, as we know that every time we drink some wine or something like that, we make a l'chaim, we say to life. L'chaim, we have a chai on our neck, the symbol for chai. We give donations in amounts of 18, which is the numerical value of chai, which means life, etc. So chaim is a very, very important thing. In fact, one of the reasons they're given of why we make a l'chaim when we drink a liquor or wine is that in olden days when people would lose a close relative or they were ill, they would sometimes revive them with liquor. They would give them a little bit of liquor to taste. It would revive them, and it would make them live better rather than have them, God forbid, die. And there are other examples of the importance of life for Jewish people as well. We know that there's an expression, pikuach nefesh doiches haShabbos, that saving a life pushes away Shabbos, that all the restrictions of Shabbos are nullified if, when it comes to saving a life. Even a limb of someone, even if you have an eye problem that is serious, that you're allowed to get in the car, drive to the doctor, do whatever you need to do in order to save that limb, save your life. Pikuach nefesh, saving a life, is one of the most important mitzvahs of all. In fact, there are only three things that we are supposed to give up our life for, and that is to kill someone else. If someone tells us to kill someone else, we'd rather die for that. To commit adultery, we are supposed to die for that, or to worship an idol or convert to another religion. We are also rather die than to do that as well. Our sages also tell us that if a person is a public figure, like a rabbi or someone like that, and someone comes along and tells them to eat pork in public, or to violate the Shabbos in public, or to do any, even the smallest mitzvah, but to do it in a public way that would discourage other people from following Judaism, they are to die rather than to do that. In fact, during the times of the Holocaust, there were examples of how rabbis sometimes would refuse even to take off their tefillin, or to eat non-kosher food, or even to cut their payas in order to sanctify God. And this was considered something which was an ideal thing to do. But nevertheless, for most things, our life is the most important thing, and we value our life more than anything else. Judaism is a religion of life and of sustaining life and of sanctifying life, and keeping life going. So it's so important. Even we see all the synagogues are closed. People are much more limited in terms of their Jewish observances. The Jewish schools are closed, along with the other schools, because sanctifying life and keeping life going is the most important thing. In fact, by the Muslims, for them, death is the greatest mitzvah, the greatest thing you can do. For Jews, staying alive is the greatest thing you can do. In fact, you know that they say that for Muslims, that after if they are martyred, they get to be with 72 virgins. You heard that? 72 virgins. For a Jew, the greatest heaven is to be with 72 caterers. That's the most important thing of all. So with that idea and that little joke, I will leave you with good feelings and warmth. I miss you all. I miss coming to shul every morning and every evening. I miss classes. I miss the community. And above all, I miss you. So please keep in touch. Give me a call if you can. Tell me how you're doing. I will call you and keep in touch with you as well. Be well, everyone. Take care. Stay well. Stay healthy. And I'll come back to you again probably on Friday with another message. Shalom.